Good day, and we are going to continue our series this week on what do I say when. And somebody asked me a question, and this is what this week has been about. Where do you get all of your in-session client exercises with people? And I know as dietitians and health professionals, we're very much used to having like protocols and scripts and things to say, and those are all helpful. Like I said, I've got like a handful of tools in my back pocket that I use a lot. But most of the time, the things that I do in sessions are things that exactly match the client. But I came up with a new thing. I can't show the whole exercise here today. A lot of it's going to be, the whole series is going to be over on the non-diet and decoding counseling skills training. So if you're interested in that, please message me. It's a self-study version, or you can do it live. It just depends on what level of hands-on you want to do with me. But regardless, I want to show you something that it really actually initially was inspired with what it felt like for me to like really understand from the inside out what fat phobia was like. And so it's not all put together yet. I don't have a script for it yet. I'll be making probably something for y'all. But anyway, I went to the dollar store, and I was there, and I was remembering how, and I tell this to clients a lot, I was at the grocery store actually buying my groceries for the week. Part of my groceries are always my diet foods, my good foods, and the other part of my groceries are always my binge foods. That I told myself I really wouldn't binge on, but I knew good and well, since I pretty much did it every day, that was what's going to happen, because there was no reason why it wouldn't. I still had a restrictive mindset. I still believed that I needed to be thinner. Well, actually, I didn't want to be thin anymore at that point. I wanted to be like fit, so like muscles and abs and all the nine, be kind of really powerful and strong looking. So, I was kind of an amateur fitness competitor person, honestly. But I could never compete because I couldn't do the anorexic dieting that you're supposed to do. So anyway, I'm getting all the goodies out to show you. So anyway, I remember looking at my cart and feeling like this, like I feel this like anticipation of like, hurry up and get the foods home, and maybe, I was not really, I could feel my body, probably a binge was coming. And also wondering what the grocery store checkout person thought of that. And then I happened, something in the side of my eye, corner of my eye, I saw a woman in a larger body than me and with a little kid, and her cart, like the contents of her cart looked really similar to mine, just smaller volume because it was just me as a college student. And I'm making the assumption here that she was buying for more than just one person. She had a kid with her. So I'm making the assumption that, she was feeding at least 2 people, maybe 3 or more or whatever. And so I remember having this split second, like, projection about her size. And I caught myself, whoa, like, I just went from like feeling so much like shame about what I'm getting ready to do with my food and how that's going to impact my body, and if I'm going to gain weight, and how I'm going to exercise this off. And I see this person in a bigger body than me who has similar food in her cart. I don't know what she's going to do with that food, but all I can focus on is the fact that she's bigger than me. And like, what am I doing? I fancy myself to be like this compassionate person. By the way, I'm like 21-ish when this is happening, 20, 21. And I just had so much shame and so much like, kind of some self-hatred of like, I can't believe I'm projecting on this person. And I didn't call it that then, but like, I feel like that I'm better. Like, well, at least if I'm going to be doing all this stuff with my food, at least I don't look like that. And I thought that was disgusting and cruel, and I hated myself for it. But I recognized, like, wait, nobody knows what I'm getting ready to do with this food. And I'm making the assumption that my weight really has anything, or I'm making the assumption that her weight has anything to do with what's going on in her cart, because nobody knows what I'm doing with this food that I'm getting ready to pay for as well. And it just started to get, I had this moment of like, all this like deception fell from my face, like my eyes, of like, oh, we don't really know what anybody's body is like or what's going on in their life just by looking at them. And so I tell that story very often. It's because sometimes we can hear these things, but unless we have this like inner experience of like, oh, and it really hits us in the gut or in the heart, it doesn't always feel real and it doesn't always make changes. And so from that day on, I was very adamant that, like, you know, just because nobody really knows how I eat this ice cream, that they don't really know that I eat the whole thing, like this whole jug, sometimes within one day, sometimes within 2 days, but nobody knows that. And they might not assume that because of what I look like. And I thought, that's wrong. And I cannot participate in this anymore. And now that didn't fix my restricting binging cycle, but it really helped me with this idea that this inner deception we have is going to be the linchpin. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I'm going to play with here, and I'm making a new body image exercise for like the full version, like the movie version, like the hour version. I'm just going to show you a few seconds here before I have to hop off. Here's that. I want to think about the idea of glasses. So I couldn't find any like really cheap adult sunglasses, so I had to get these party favors. They're silly. I'll take the noses off, and I'm going to put different kinds of tape with different kinds of words on it and layer them on top. Like, it's just like these are layered. There's like 6 here. These are small enough that they can layer and help people demonstrate the number of layers of where the dysmorphia comes from the inside out, is that we have these layers of beliefs that has to be excavated for actually us to have this internal sense of safety in our bodies and to be able to see our bodies as the goodness that they are versus all the layers we've been made to believe. So my body image exercises oftentimes come from the things that, you know, maybe I've experienced, but also, and 95% of the time, the things that my clients tell me of what are the barriers. So if you can get in there with what the barriers are to being okay, to be accepting or at least neutral about their bodies, you're going to be able to come up with interventions that might be more helpful. So I hope that helps you today. Hey, Jenny, I've got to hop off. You'll be seeing what the results of this experiment I'm doing here shortly, probably within the group. So hang tight with that. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you want to share some experiments that you're trying, we'd love to hear about it. And I will talk to you on the next video. Take care.